Watch as we turn this metal into this fabulous fire pit. As the summer nights begin to get cooler, we here at Norton want you to enjoy your outside space for as long as possible. After watching this video, using the free, easy to follow build guide, you can have your very own Norton fire pit. Let's get building. So we're going to make quite a large fire pit today. The length of our base needs to be 700 millimeters here by 260 millimeters wide there. I'm also going to draw on one of the sides of the fire pit at the same time. Right, so we've got our two sections marked out now, so we need to ensure we have it clamped properly so it doesn't move when we're cutting this out. Talking about cutting, so today for the cutting I'm going to be using our Norton Quantum 3 1.3 millimeter cutting disc, the fully ceramic disc. And the reason I'm using a 1.3 millimeter rather than a 1 millimeter for this is because I want the disc to be nice and stable in the cut, because we're doing some very long straight lines here. 1 millimeter may flex a bit, so that's why I'm going for a 1.3. Right, let's get the disc mounted on the machine. Right, now on to making the end plate. Now the end plate is a little bit more complicated to manufacture than the side plates or the bottom plate, but we make it really easy for you. You can either measure your center point of your fire pit and use this tool to find your 45-degree angles, or you can simply follow the measurements on the plate here or what you find in our build guide. Right, we have two of these to manufacture, so we better get cutting. Right, so here we have it. All of our panels are now cut for the main pit itself, but you'll notice on the edges where we have cut lots of burrs and sharp points which we need to remove for safety's sake. It will also make it easier for me to weld later on today. To do that, we're going to use a flat disc, a Norton Extreme flat disc. You can use P40 or P60, it's up to you, or even our Vulcan flat disc. All we need to do, run that along here, remove the burrs and sharp edge. Let's get this mounted on the grinder, start deburring.
Hey Paul.
Hey Derek, how you doing?
Are you, man?
I'm good, you?
Yeah, good. I thought I'd drop by. What are you building?
Oh, I'm right in the middle of building a fire pit. I'm marking out some holes on the plate.
I'll grab my safety gear and I'll be right back, yeah?
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Right, whilst waiting for Derek to come back with his kind help, I'm going to carry on with marking out both the decorative holes and the air holes that we're going to have in the bottom of the plates. You can find all the dimensions for this in our build guide, remember, but also on the screen here. Easy to follow. All right, let's get moving.
All right, safety gear on and ready to go.
All right, looking good, mate, looking good.
Yeah, some nice piece of equipment there.
It's a fancy machine, right? Yeah, so this is a magnetic core drilling machine. Very good if you want to drill larger diameter holes like we do have in the top of our fire pit here. If you don't have access to a machine like this, you can drill the holes if you really want the holes with a conventional handheld drill with a Trish drill. So don't worry about having this. You can do this at home, no sweat. Right, while I get on with drilling these holes, what are you going to do?
I'm going to get on with the legs.
Oh yeah?
Cutting them to size.
Yeah.
So I'll just get on with that one.
Perfect.
Yeah?
Thank you very much. Right, I'm going to get drilling.
When Paul was drilling the holes in the plates, I've been measuring the legs and I'm going to cut them to length. Afterwards, we're going to be reworking them to the right angle. And I'll be cutting the legs into different pieces so we can weld it together afterwards. Okay, so we've cut all the legs to length. And I've cut the right angles to all of the pieces that are making the legs for the fire pit. Now we have some more work to do on the surface.
How you getting on, mate? How you getting on? Okay? Next step, I reckon, we just descale and deburr these arms, right?
I was just saying we need to do something on the surface.
Nice one. Well, just so happens, got the perfect product in my magic bag here. So this is the Blaze Rapid Strip disc, 100% ceramic in here, and stripping and deburring all in one disc. All right.
Right, so we got the scale off the plates. What do you think about the finish?
To be honest, the finish is good, but I think as we are spray painting this, it will be a thin layer of paint. What we could do with is refining this a little bit more, just to get it a little bit more homogeneous.
Yeah, I understand. So what type of product would you use for this?
Just so happens, my friend, in my magic bag over here, we have our Vortex Rapid Blend product. We have just here. Now this disc contains our unique Vortex grain, which enables us to get a really nice finish on a material whilst refining the scratch.
Well, let's get to it.
All right. Okay, so today we're going to be using a MIG welder to tack the whole assembly together before we do the major weld seams. Great idea is to make sure you've got the right PPE, such as these heat-proof leather gauntlets before you start, and also your welding mask. Right, I think we're ready to go, Derek, yeah?
Let's go.
Alrighty. Right, so we've got all the tack welding completed now. I'm confident this whole thing's going to stay in one piece. We just need to get him flipped over and do the seam welding. Right. You. All right, see you next time, huh? Thanks for your help again.
Thanks.
Good, pal.
Take care, yeah?
Right, looks like I'm on my own. I better get on with the seam welding now. Right, so we've got the legs welded together and the main body of the fire pit now welded together. But as you may be able to tell, I'm not the best welder in the world, but luckily I'm pretty good with an angle grinder. So what we're going to do next is we're going to take off the welds on the body of the fire pit, which are quite big welds. For that, I'm going to use a flat disc. I'm going to use that to take off the weld and round the edges so it's nice and smooth on there. And for the legs, I'm going to use a fiber disc. The reason I'm using a fiber disc is because I want these welds to be gone, but I want to keep the surface nice and flat, so no gouging into there. Luckily, I have these products in my magic bag here, so let's get them out and start. So here it is, the Norton Fire Pit, perfect for entertaining on cooler evenings. Be sure to download the free build guide where you can find details of the tools and the abrasive products we use to build this, and step-by-step simple instructions so you can make your own Norton Fire Pit. Cheers.